Hi, I'm Ruth Nagassa from the Inclusive Technologies Lab at Monash University. On behalf of myself and co-authors Matthew Butler, Leona Holloway, Erica Tandori, and Kim Marriott, I'm presenting our case study entitled Push Scan Tap: Embracing Commodity Technology for the Provision of Accessible Information in Cultural Institutions. Cultural institutions are rich with visual artifacts that are often inaccessible by visitors who are blind or have low vision. Efforts for equitable experiences through the provision of braille, large print, and audio descriptions are not yet pervasive, and dedicated accessible tours are infrequent. Thus, there is little support for spontaneous visitation. Further, there is evidence to suggest that much of the community is still disengaged with the creative arts. Today, cultural institutions across Australia make use of commodity technology solutions such as QR and NFC technology for the provision of information in exhibitions. These widely available and affordable tools are often found alongside artworks and exhibitions to provide relevant or audio content to interested visitors. Such commodity technologies are simple tools not relied on advanced technology or infrastructure. Therefore, these technologies are often more affordable and scalable. The prevalent use of such solutions indicates a pragmatic approach by the cultural institutions. However, these solutions rarely prioritize accessibility and often rely on sight. While these commodity technologies are widely adopted, we lack a deeper understanding of how these are used by people who are blind or have low vision, and their effectiveness in supporting the provision of accessible information in cultural institutions. This case study was part of a larger research project published in Assets 2023 that was conducted in collaboration with the Bendigo Art Gallery. This case study delved further into the use of commodity technology to understand their efficacy and use by people who are blind or have low vision in real-world situations. This work makes two primary contributions. First, it presents an in-the-wild study across two flagship exhibitions to better understand the use of these commodity technologies and an analysis of the benefits and compromises for accessibility. And secondly, it provides guidance for the use of these technologies for accessibility by cultural institutions and practitioners in the community. We collaborated with Bendigo Art Gallery to produce a variety of accessible solutions for their 2021 and 2022 flagship exhibitions: Mary Quant, Fashion Revolutionary, and Elvis, Direct from Graceland. In 3 sessions across these 2 exhibitions, we explored the commodity technologies in 2 distinct ways. First, as a means of accessing artifacts through interactive 3D printed models, and second, as a means of accessing wall text through the exhibition space. As illustrated here in Figure 2, data was captured from all 3 sessions. This included the recordings of interviews, questionnaire responses, as well as in-situ observations and feedback. 4 types of easily available commodity technologies were chosen for use. This included QR codes, NFC tags, voice recording push buttons, and touch-triggered electronics. The technologies were applied to interactive 3D printed models, a large diorama, as well as to accompany standard wall text. Tactile markers were added to all information access points in which visitors could push, scan, or tap to access the information. Interestingly, during Exhibition 2, we observed that some participants would scan the QR code, then refrain from touching the 3D models, and solely listen to the audio content alone on their personal device. One reason came down to preference. Following this observation, we introduced voice recording push buttons and updated the audio content to encourage tactile inquiry of the 3D models, which led to a richer experience in the following session. Responses and observational data were transcribed, and an inductive thematic analysis approach was adopted, in which 4 themes arose. Theme 1 encompassed enhancing accessibility with immediate solutions, complementing independent and guided visitor experiences. The overall feedback from visitors was overwhelmingly positive, and the commodity solutions provided much-needed accessible information. It was clear that the use of simple technologies, immediate accessibility, and the availability of alternative formats enhanced the accessibility of information. Despite this, Locating the audio access points accompanying the wall text presented some challenges to visitors. Some level of guidance was needed to navigate the space, locate its position on the wall, and retrieve the audio label. Further, sighted guidance was also needed to assist in locating and capturing QR and NFC technology. A specific challenge observed with the QR codes was difficulty using the camera to capture the code. Theme 2 centered around prioritizing simplicity and universal accessibility. Technological solutions that are intuitive, provide immediate feedback, prioritize universal access, and rely on minimal devices were preferred amongst visitors. The voice recording push buttons were most preferred by many due to its ease of use and immediacy of the response. Theme 3 was centered around offering flexibility and customization. Here we describe how considering the environmental setting is vital. A common thread was the desire to access the information in a more comfortable setting, either before or after visiting the gallery, which the QR and NFC technology solutions facilitated. The customization of solutions was also important. Individual preferences for visual art access methods vary widely among the community. Therefore, providing a range of solutions or customizable features may address this. Each commodity solution offered unique advantages and were particularly useful in specific contexts. For instance, digital content provided by QR and NFC technology allowed people to seek out further information and revisit this information at a time of their convenience. Although this work did not seek to understand the benefits of implementing multiple technologies simultaneously, we believe it was beneficial to visitor experience as they had the freedom to pick the technology that they were most comfortable with. Theme 4 described presumptions of technological expertise and ownership of smart devices. Familiarity with the technology was a major factor in visitor experience. Indeed, we observed that due to the lack of familiarity, accessing information through NFC tags presented the most challenges for visitors. Ideally, the time that visitors spend in cultural institutions should be centered around engaging with cultural works and not learning new technology in order to do so. Drawing from the 4 aforementioned themes, we determined that commodity technologies were most suitable in the following contexts. Firstly, QR and NFC technology were best suited to support access to wall text and to support the provision of information either prior to or after visiting a cultural institution. Given their widespread familiarity and the ability of most devices to natively scan QR codes, we recommend the use of QR codes over NFC technology. Secondly, voice recording push buttons and touch-triggered electronics were found to be highly suitable for 3D models as they allowed users to free both hands for touch reading. While these solutions were valuable for wall text, it's worth noting that they may offer less flexibility and customization compared to other options. We offer the following considerations as guidance to improve the accessibility of commodity technologies. This includes a diversity in solutions, intuitiveness and simplicity, well-integrated solutions, customizations, navigation and capturing of QR and NFC technology, pre-visit and post-visit access, technology familiarity, and support and guidance. By taking these 8 considerations into account, cultural institutions can make practical adjustments to the technologies already in use. This, in turn, will enable them to offer more immediate accessibility solutions and hopefully encourage spontaneous visitation to cultural institutions by people who are blind or have low vision. In this case study, we investigated the use of QR and NFC technology, voice recording push buttons, and touch-triggered electronics for the provision of accessible information in 2 major exhibitions. Our findings illuminate that such commodity technologies are indeed useful and present an opportunity for cultural institutions to implement simple yet effective accessibility solutions. This work presents key considerations as guidance to improve the accessibility of commodity solutions. Due to their wide availability and low cost, we recommend that these solutions are further embraced by cultural institutions and that a diversity of solutions are adopted to prioritize choice by visitors. We hope that this case study will improve the accessibility of commodity technology commonly used in cultural institutions, lead to research that is more relevant to the needs and preferences of people who are blind or have low vision, and encourage more widely adopted solutions.